Nathaniel Hackett is hired as the Jets' offensive coordinator. What does this mean? What's going on, Ray?
What's going on? Just here to react to the news. I'm excited. How could you not be? Listen, a lot of people are down on the hire because they feel if we don't get Aaron Rodgers, we're crap
Yeah.
out of luck, for
Yep.
lack of a better term. But, he's an experienced coordinator. I think that's what we all wanted. We didn't want one of these up and coming QB coaches that have never called a play in their life, something Paul and I went over in the past. He's crapped the bed in Denver, but with coaches, there's ups and downs all over the place. And if you bring him into the right situation, he's a guy that has experience with a great quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. And I think that's where everybody's getting that link to. But at the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers had his best season of his career, his MVP season, while Nathaniel was his coach.
Yeah. His QBR was 109.2, I believe,
Whew.
overall with Hackett as his. He wasn't the coordinator, though. He was quarterback's coach, right?
But I got to double check that.
Yeah, I don't think he was the coordinator. He was the coordinator with Blake Bortles when Blake Bortles was running the second best offense in the league. That was short lived. But yeah, we needed somebody with experience.
But that's where the connection comes from.
Right.
You have the Doug Marrone connection. That's where Saleh and Hackett work together. So
They were interviewing a lot of people. I think that out of the bunch, Hackett was kind of mediocre, kind of right down the middle for me. I would have preferred probably Frank Reich if he wasn't going to get a head coaching job, but this is probably the next best thing. And if it means Aaron Rodgers is coming over, then I'm all for it. If we have to sell the farm for 2 years of Aaron Rodgers, but that means we get a championship, then I'll go another 10 years of, waddling in the swamp, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, look at what the Rams are talking about right now. Jake Ellenbogen, who I spoke to earlier, said, the first round pick they gave up for Matt Stafford was a no-brainer. They won the Super Bowl right then and there.
Yep.
So I think it might actually cost more than that. That's why I put out that Twitter poll yesterday. I say our 13th overall pick this year, and maybe a conditional third-round pick next year that could turn into a second-round pick if they make the playoffs and potentially turn into a first-round pick if they make the Super Bowl. Something of that nature. There are going to be other teams involved, so we can't discount that. You're going to have teams like the Oakland Raiders. His old friend Devontae Adams is there. No state income tax, which is going to be about $11.7 million on his current deal extra that he would make because of the no state income tax. So it's going to be really interesting to see. If we end up with Derek Carr, I still won't, I'll still be very excited because we're crap out of luck with drafting quarterbacks. I was listening earlier to Brandon Tierney on the radio. He said there's really only a couple scenarios that really matter if we don't get him. He's like, if the Jets lose out because A, Woody Johnson didn't want to fork over the $59 million in cash that he'd be due pretty much right away, or B, because we were outbid, he said he'd be furious. But he goes, if he's going to retire, he's going to retire, which I don't see him leaving that kind of money on the table. Or if he just says he doesn't want to come play in New York and he'd rather go to a state where he recently purchased land in Tennessee. Those are the only really two reasons that I see that would be respectable in my mind if he doesn't come here.
Yeah, the Jets are certainly bringing in a veteran quarterback. Saleh's press conference today, he said that they will be bringing in a veteran quarterback. They didn't allude to who that would be, but they are aggressively trying to find a veteran quarterback to bring on the roster. And we need to assume that veteran quarterback will be starting, whoever he is.
Right.
If it's Aaron Rodgers, fantastic. If it's Derek Carr, fantastic. I don't think Lamar Jackson is a real shot to be on the team. Now, Stephen A. Smith, I think 2 days ago, was saying that if for some reason Aaron Rodgers is able to get to the Jets, he thinks the Jets are a very clear contender for the Super Bowl, and I have to agree. I think the team is a quarterback away. Why wouldn't a veteran want to come here with the amount of weapons that we have and the possibility of a running game with Breece Hall and a defense that is expected to be dominant again? The sky's the limit.
Yeah, and you know what? There's going to have to be some cuts that are still going to have to be made because you got to fit that money under
Mm-hmm.
contract. But who better to learn from? All we kept hearing was Zach Wilson, when he was drafted, already had a prior relationship with Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Zach can win a couple of things if Rodgers is only here for 2 years, and use that towards his the future, whether it's here or it's not here.
And they
So
are friends. They talk constantly.
right.
He was Aaron Rodgers was on Pat McAfee's show yesterday, and he was talking about how when Zach got benched after the New England game, him and Aaron were talking, and
Hmm.
Zach was back in the facility the next day, and Aaron was like, just take a step back, and go decompress somewhere. So he's definitely has Zach's ear, and he thinks he's immensely talented, but that he's got issues, between the ears, like we all do.
Yep, exactly.
All right.
That's all I got for you today.
Yep, that's all we got. If you're new here, please subscribe. If you've been here before, thanks for joining us. And tomorrow we're going to have Jake Assman on the show. So hope to see you all there.